Hey guys, this is Brad from Blue Nile Farm. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about how to securely strap down an Industrias America disc onto a trailer so you can transport it from point A to point B. They're basically, if you have gangs that are bigger than 9 foot, generally they're taken apart and broken down so you don't have to have special permits to haul them. And there's a little bit of a trick to basically get them on the trailer safely, and we're going to kind of cover how it's done, how to secure it, and how you can get it home and so you can use it. So stay tuned. So to give you the quick backstory, I wanted to get an offset disc for a long time, and I've been looking at these miles because they're cost effective for me. And in my area, these discs are a little bit more expensive by several $1,000s than they were down south for me. So I found an offset disc that I was interested in from Dixon Farm Equipment down in Murray, Kentucky, and they were 9 hours away, over 600 miles from my farm. And I decided, you know what, I'm just going to buy it, drive down there, pick it up, and haul it home. And that's exactly what I wound up doing, and I saved probably about $2,000 on shipping. So for me, it was cost effective because I can't find an offset disc that's not beat up and destroyed or very pricey in my area, and especially the size that matches my tractor. So I figured this one is perfect for me because I have 100 horse tractors. It's a 24-28, it has a 10-foot 6 gang. And I thought, hey, this is perfect for my hay operation because I don't do crops, but I do renovate hay fields a lot. And I just really just like to rip up the sod, basically, and finish it off and then reseed it and start over again on some of these fields that have been fallow for a long time. But I don't do a lot of field work, and I thought this is a perfect, cost-effective tool for me. But when I went down to Murray, these guys are familiar with how to load these things. And I wanted to pass on that information that if you wind up buying one and you have to load it yourself or you have a friend load it, at least to give you some ideas on how to load it properly so you can get it home safely. I drove 9 hours. I had to drive through Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Covington, Kentucky, and a lot of up and down on some hills and winding roads. And it held very well on the trailer. So we're going to kind of cover how it got strapped down, how they put it on, and why they did it that way. And so you guys have an understanding of that. When it comes to handling this pieces of equipment, make sure you have the right tractor or skid steer that you can use to basically lift at least a ton worth of weight. These discs together, the one I purchased is about 3,750 pounds. It's broken down to 3 pieces, so you got to figure you're going to have to at least lift a ton. The second thing is because they're sometimes bulky, and like the main body of this is a big square, you may want to use a tractor because you're going to have a little bit more overhang on top of the trailer. Skid steer might be a little bit tough to actually get over it, but that's up to you. You're going to have to use your judgment. But just be safe in what piece of equipment you decide to use. And again, make sure you can lift a ton and you have proper ballast behind you so you don't tip. So my trailer is 24 foot long, and then there's the dovetail. And I think if you have a nice long trailer, it really makes a big difference because you don't have everything jammed together. If you got a big wide deck, and you probably can put the body of this disc up toward the front and then set your gangs on the sides. But ideally, the way they set it up for me, I think worked out really good because nothing's really cramped for space, and then your gangs are centered in the back. But again, it depends on the size disc that you wind up buying, and take that in consideration. Almost all these discs that are bigger than, say, 9 foot, even 8.5, I don't know specifically, if they are going to hang over the sides, you're going to have them broken down. So let's kind of go over the pieces parts, the main pieces, because there's small pieces parts like the cylinders and some of the pieces that attach the gangs to the main body. We'll talk about them separately. But basically, there's basically 3 big pieces. You have this body right here that contains both the tongue and the main body and the tires all connected as one. And then you have 2 sets of gangs depending on the length that hold your discs and your shovels. They're all connected in one piece. So basically the key is just to get this stuff off and make sure it's secured tightly. So let me kind of take you through the breakdown of the actual unit itself so you can see where everything is. So when you get up front here, this is basically the front of the machine. Right here is actually your tongue sitting here, and it's bolted down. Make sure that's bolted down tight. And so basically once we get this off the trailer, we'll have to take the bolt off and readjust where the tongue is. And that's pretty much a main piece for the front end. When you get back here to the main body, all the tires are already secured to the frame. You don't have to worry about anything. Just make sure that the way they loaded this down, they loaded it down just like it would be, because your gang would be here and your other gang would be in the back, and basically at their angle, at least on the offset disc. So at least you'll know where that is. They put it centered. We strapped it down. I used 3 straps. You probably only need to do 2, but I just had I had extra straps. I felt a little better putting down 3, and that's what I did. And that's up to you on what you decided. I didn't want to use a chain because I really didn't want to wreck the paint, but the straps worked with no problem. And as we put these on, we wound up strapping it around the frame, because down the center line is a center frame, and we actually wrapped one strap around each piece of the frame, and I'll show you that right now. See, and if you look down the center, you can see how we just wrapped them across. And that's how the center and the frame is basically put together. Now with the gangs, you can kind of call this overkill, but again, I had extra straps. I wound up basically putting 4 straps down because I definitely didn't want these to move. So you basically have 2 gangs basically put together. And what happens is you flip the disc over, and the flat side, where basically is the top, is actually on the bottom, and so the disc can lay flat. And basically they took the straps, they wrapped them around both gangs, and I'll show you what that looks like, and then it's strapped down. And basically I just broke it down into sections, and make sure when you do strap that they're not too close to the teeth, the blades, because they're very sharp and they'll cut your straps. And that's really the safest thing to do. My biggest concern is if they kind of moved and they fell over, you know, I'm going to have a heck of a time trying to get these things up. So I'm really happy the way that these were put together. And I think by wrapping them, keeps everything tight together, and there was no shifting at all. And I think that's the safest way to do it. And you can kind of take a look at how we did the straps, wrapping around both of the discs, the gangs, and they're not really coming in contact with the actual disc, so they're not going to get cut. And I think that was the safest and smartest way. So when we get down to the back end of my trailer, everything is secure. I'm not the greatest tire in the world, but you kind of get that understanding of how it works. And this was very much a very secure load. I didn't have any shifting at all whatsoever. And the guys from Dixon did a really nice job putting it down on my trailer. But I wanted to pass this on to you guys because I think that's kind of important to really make sure that you have it secured. I also want to point out too where the Zerk fittings are while this machine is up, because I'm going to hit on this not only on this video but on the next video, but I can't emphasize this enough. You know, sometimes when you're going to have a failure with new equipment, it's because you don't grease things. And if you know where the grease fittings are, you get enough grease in these, you'll be fine. So when you look at your gangs, they're going to have 2 sets of grease fittings that I can see right now, and they're on both ends. You're going to have a set of grease fittings here. You're going to have a set of grease fittings over here on the other end, and same with both sides. So each disc is going to have at least 4 grease fittings, and it's both on the front and the back. So make sure you grease these real well and stay on the greasing procedures, because that's the first things that are going to go out is your bearings, because you don't grease them. Do yourself a favor, grease them, find them where they're at now, because if you don't grease them now, definitely grease them later. But they're easy to get to before you start putting them on the disc. So if you want to go ahead and do that, go right ahead. There may not be a lot of grease fittings, but at least you know where they're at while it's on the ground. Like I said, this one right here, you definitely want to grease. There's 2 of them, one on this side, one on the other side, and that's the hinge part when this is raising and lowering with your hydraulics. So I suggest you get on that right away. Grease them now. You don't have to worry about it later. I want to also point out too that if you are handling these yourself and you're loading up, and if you don't like to use chains, I'll tell you one of the best investments I've ever done. I go to Harbor Freight a lot, and I love buying these straps and for lifting stuff up. And I have one in almost every machine that has a loader in it, and they're really handy. They last a long time. A lot of them lift as much as 6,000 pounds, and I use them a lot of times for just moving small attachments and lifting stuff on and off. trailers. And I'll tell you, this is the tool that you should have for this type of operation. They're really thick. You know, you can strap them around like this and put them on a set of forks, or you can even feed them through each other. And they hold very well. They never break, they never rip, and they do a wonderful job. And this is what I'm going to be using today when we start taking this thing off and when we're going to move this around. So these are ideal. I suggest you get yourself some of these, even if you're not even worried about taking this load off. If you don't own a pair of these are way better than chains, especially for your equipment. And I can't say enough about them. But this is what I'm going to use today to get this thing off, and I think that'll make a big difference. So that's a bit of tip that I want to point out too. Another thing I want to point out is these, when you're looking at your gangs themselves, you know, this is obviously the top. The side that has the shovels on the scrapers, the sides that have the scrapers, that is going to be your back side. This is the back side with the side of the scraper. So remember that. So when you put this thing together, make sure your scrapers are in the back, not in the front. Because if you do that, you're putting them on the wrong way, and you're not going to be able to get the cut that you want. Second thing you need to pay attention to, and you should know just by diagrams, that the notched discs should be in the front. The smooth discs are in the back. The notched discs are in the front if you're buying a offset disc. And maybe even if you get some of these smooth discs, they may come with notches if that's what you chose, if that came with that model. But normally these discs are designed to rip up the front of your side and basically break up big chunks. And the back is more to finish and smooth things out together. So they kind of work in tandem. And so just those are a couple little tips I want to point out and tell you because you have to be careful. Second thing I want to say also is the issue of safety. You know, remember these discs themselves are really, really sharp. And you don't want this to fall on you or they will cut you real well. So make sure that when you strap, you basically are safe and keep things out of your way and you don't have this stuff fall on top of you because it will hurt very much so. So be safe. And that's one of the number one things you need to pay attention to. If you got to use gloves, use gloves. And be careful how you handle these things because you will get cut. Hey guys, thanks for watching a video on how to secure a Industrias America disc onto a trailer. Hopefully that's helpful to some of you guys, and stay tuned for part number 2, which we're going to talk about how to actually take it off the trailer and how to actually put it together. And I have an offset disc, but I'm sure a finishing disc is somewhat similar in nature, so hopefully you get something out of it. Again, safety first when it comes down to loading and unloading, and hopefully this thing will give you a little bit of guidance so you know where you're getting into. So again, I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully it's going to be helpful. See you guys later.